Good morning. I am Shubhendra Parihar, and what I will discuss today about the sales process. Sales process basically is having certain steps which explains that what basically happens when you are into a business call in front of your prospect or your future customer. So talking about this sales process to begin with, first I will discuss that what basically is a lead. You must have heard in your normal conversation that some of people they are using the term lead. Lead is basically a contact number and information which basically having certain potential for doing business for the products and services you are dealing with. So a lead is basically a contact person, a contact name, or it could be this contact number, or it could be this contact information. It can be a postal address, it can be an email ID. So suppose you are having a particular this contact number, so that will be termed as that it's a lead, and wherein you can look this opportunity for doing business. So that lead you are getting, it is not necessary that it will be you are going to get the business from that particular lead, because it is not certain when it is in your hand, when you have received that information. So you need to look at this certain criteria that how that lead can be qualified. So from this lead to qualified lead, what you need to look at that, you need to look at this name. Name is a term which is used for this and for this identification of the need assessment of that particular lead. If need exists, wish exists, then it means that is this one aspect of this qualifying criteria of that lead is fulfilling. Then it comes to this availability of that particular lead, and affordability also. This whether that particular need is existing and that prospect is able to afford your product or service. So NAMM is for this money to buy. He can afford, but at present he is having some money or not. And E is for this whether that particular lead is eligible to buy or not. So looking at this, whether the need exists, that it is that fellow can afford it, that fellow is having this money to buy at the current point of time, as well as whether that individual or lead is having this eligibility to buy. So this, if you fulfill this particular criteria, then that lead will be termed as it's a qualified lead. It means that potential of doing business on that particular lead is on higher side. So every time when you are getting this lead, you need to apply that frame and identify who are these qualified leads, because your success for doing business from this qualified lead will be on higher side as compared to this lead. Or in other terms, it can be also termed as it's a prospects. Qualified leads are the prospects, and remaining can be termed as at that point of time this suspects. So once this prospect is identified, then next comes this how you pre-approach. Pre-approach is basically talking about that how you are doing homework before calling that prospect or that individual person or that individual firm and doing your homework. So this prospect pre-approaching is basically your homework. This how do you know better about your client organization, and do certain homework for that. So this pre-approach, then it comes to approach. Approaches means that you are contacting that person, that wishing, that informing that I am coming and what will be your time of convenience that I should contact you. So that is this approach. And pre-approach, approach, then it comes when you are in front of him, then it comes to this sales presentation. Sales presentation or a sales dialogue between you as well as your prospective buyer. And you begin with this detailing of your product. You talk about the certain feature, advantage as well as the benefits. So features each and every product. Like this, you as a salesman understand the language of the features because it has been taught. It has been taught during the your training sessions that, okay, suppose you want to sell that particular pen. So pen might be having this good color scheme, pen might be having this a good quality of this ink, good quality of this refill, or good quality of that grip. But ultimately, this your customer may not be interested in the kind of the features you are talking about. He may be interested in what is the benefit out of that features you are talking about. So suppose you are saying that it has got a very good grip. So ultimately, good grip doesn't mean anything for your prospect, but obvious if you are saying that this pen is having a good grip, so that definitely it gives you this lot of this efficiency, you can write better, and your this handwriting will be better, it will be more legible, and the quality of the ink is very good, so that it will not destroy any of this piece of the paper. So definitely these are the advantages. So you are translating every time this feature into the advantages as well as the benefits to the end customer. So customer, he doesn't understand the language of the features of the product. He always look at this product as a bundle of the benefits. In your previous marketing sessions, you must have been told that what is the product? Product is a bundle of the benefits, and your customer understands the language of benefits. So always you need to translate each and every feature of your product into the features, add benefits as well as the advantage, because that is the language understood by your prospect. So during your this sales presentation, every time you are talking about any feature, definitely you need to pitch this, what is the benefit he's getting out of that feature. And meanwhile, there will be a lot of this questions which will come in his mind, and he may start talking about. And these questions, these probing is very important for effective call and for this conversion of that call. So these objections, these questions are termed as objection, and how do you handle those objections is termed as objection handling. And that is a very integral part, and you need to have this lot of this experience, and gradually you will emerge, you will evolve, you will learn this how these objections could be handled, and each and every objection gives you an opportunity to close that deal that time. So objection handling and the closing means that ultimately you are going to convert getting a nod for this buying that product or getting a final order. And ultimately, suppose in that particular call you could not be able to convert that, so ultimately it is next time you need to go for the follow. So it's a complete cycle. Begins from this pre-approach to approach to sales presentation to objection handling, demonstration, and objection handling, closing, and to the follow. So this is termed as this sales process.